Ladies and gentlemen, huge news. Hit subscribe. We're going to talk about Twitter's top lawyer, who was the top attorney at the Federal Bureau of Investigation under James Comey, who allowed the Steele dossier, which was full of lies and deceit, to be part of an investigation into Trump, and who also testified against a Clinton-backed lawyer, or a lawyer that was working for Clinton to, yet again, spread a false, completely fabricated story about Trump and servers. This person then went on to work for Twitter, and by the way, he was under criminal investigation as well several years back, according to CNN and other publications. Hit subscribe to my super chat. I cannot thank you enough, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get started. If you want to talk about anything regarding any of these topics via Super Chat, your Super Chat support is greatly appreciated. I cannot do this without you, ladies and gentlemen. Fox News, Elon Musk fires Twitter lawyer James Baker, who was involved in censoring the Hunter story. National Review, Elon Musk fires Twitter Deputy General Counsel James Baker over suppression of the Hunter story. Okay, Musk said he'd fired Twitter's Deputy General Counsel amid the Twitter Files. Twitter Files 2.0 are coming out. Okay, so definitely be on this channel. I think we did a pretty good job covering the first Twitter revelations. So the United States government did get involved, and if you hear otherwise by certain individuals, like partisans of the Democratic Party, you're not really getting the full story. So when Democrats say, the government didn't get involved. It was the First Amendment you only violate or break First Amendment laws if the government gets involved. The government did get involved. They got involved through former U.S. officials, intel officials, but more so from House Democrats, according to Matt Taibbi, who pressured Twitter employees, and they did so through a letter written by a third-party public relations and polling firm. That's how they do things. They never gave the DNC servers to the Federal Bureau of Investigation. What they did was hire a third-party tech firm. So that's how they do things. They don't just write a letter and say, okay, I want you to investigate Trump, signed Hillary Clinton. I want you to ban or suspend the New York Post, signed Hunter Biden or Joe. They don't do things like that. What they do is go through proxies, intermediaries, middlemen, and then they just hide. It's very surreptitious. It might be legal. It might actually be legal. It's very likely criminal. But we'll get to Warnock. We'll get to Trump. We'll get to Herschel Walker and Warnock a little later, because I can go on forever about that. Trump Republicans have to understand they won the House of Representatives. They have to impeach mashed potato brains numerous times, just like they did with Trump. They never impeached Trump for an actual crime. You can actually impeach Joe for crimes that he committed. Okay, he lied about meeting with Hunter's business associates because they were both involved in graft. This is not difficult to understand. If Trump did what Biden did, I wouldn't vote for Trump. Okay, but he didn't. With Trump, they had to literally fabricate a Steele dossier. It's a very different story. Barbie, thank you. Hello. Paul Bartlett, hello. Mikey, Eric Samurai, everybody here. Hello. Shane, hello. Sarah, hello. So it's a very different story with Trump. Now, Mr. Falcon Lem, hello, thank you to my super chat. Starting it off, I appreciate that. Mr. Falcon Lem, thank you. And I will be doing more work on H.A. Goodman's other channel, on the Stock Market Crash channel. I know I always say that, but I'm really going to try to work hard on those channels. We're over 200,000 subs on this one. We're about 20-something, no, a little over 20, like barely over 20,000 on H.A. Goodman's other channel. So I think that, if I work hard on that, we can get to 30 or 40,000. That'd be really cool. So, but ladies and gentlemen, Elon Musk, here's what has to happen. Elon Musk is doing the Lord's work. he's saving the country, really, because what Democrats would like to do is they would like to hide behind their sensibilities. They would like to say that, well, some stories have to be silenced because good people would suffer for that from them, or like there are free speech laws that already predate Twitter. Mr. Falconlem, thank you again. To my super chat, I cannot thank you enough. Thank you. Mr. Falconlem, thank you as always. I appreciate your support. Here is the entire story. And here's how they're trying to go after Elon Musk, okay? Number one, there are laws that predate Twitter that protect people from defamatory or libelous or genuinely criminal statements. You cannot intimidate or you cannot threaten somebody online, which is what happens all the time from the left to the right. Of course, it happens from the right to the left, but it happens all the time from the left to the right. Okay, you cannot make a criminal statement. And there are certain things, there are numerous things that are not protected under the First Amendment. What Democrats like to do is they like to say, well, if we don't censor, bad people are going to say bad things, and it'll hurt a lot of innocent people. Well, if anyone says anything criminal, they could easily be sued or taken into custody or arrested. Okay, there are criminal acts. Like I went to the police department and got a police report on an actual tweet. You can do that. You can do that. If someone's threatening your life, you can go to the police department and actually show them the messages. And you could file that police report. You are protected if someone is engaged in a criminal act via speech. Okay? But what Democrats do is they say, oh, well, this is a researcher from, Harvard University, and ever since Elon Musk took over the platform, there's been more negative and bigoted messages. Well, then ignore or mute or block anyone that says anything you don't like. It's not difficult. What Democrats want to do is they want to take they want to silence news stories. This is what Matt Taibbi was talking about, because those news stories lead to criminal activity on their side of the political divide. This is not rocket science. There's graft and bribery schemes almost certainly. You have 150 major financial transactions. I mean, we're not even getting to the FTX issue. Okay, there are 150 financial transactions that Trump didn't have. They got the Trump organization on like tax issues, today. But that's nothing compared to actual graft and kickbacks. You have Hunter giving 10% of his earnings, which were obtained by selling access to the United States government. We have those emails. The emails literally state, how can you use your influence on our company's behalf? So it's not, but here's the issue. Joe very likely committed crimes. Okay, almost certainly, because they're unbelievable. What is going on with this computer? This is a new computer. Computer. My God. It's like, I don't get it. I don't understand. And this is like today, for some reason, there's a lot of like, it says that it's not updating, but there's like updating on the computer. You hear it like running, and it's like, I don't know why. I turned off the update, so I don't understand. I don't get it. Eric, you're right. You're right. Mr. Falconlin, thank you. So if you do get kicked off, ladies and gentlemen, just please go ahead and log back on. I did. I rebooted the modem right before I started, but I think it's an issue with my actual computer itself. I think. even though this is a new computer. So it's funny because it worked perfectly the past couple of days. And then today it was just a nightmare. Like I was like watching Herschel Walker lose and my computer was messing up. It was like a nightmare. But they're hiding. Here's the thing. You have former bureau officials. Okay, this one person, he testified against a Clinton attorney. Okay, in the Durham probe special counsel, he was under investigation himself in 2019. He was under criminal investigation. Okay, these are people who are very shady. They work at the highest levels of government and they side with the Democratic Party. This is not like when everyone knew that Bernie Sanders was being cheated and the Democratic National Committee was cheating him. If you said that, the Hillary bots and the the Democratic, the good Democratic Party pundits and voters would say, no, it didn't happen. It was not happening. He just didn't win. And then you find out, oh, he was cheated. Then that turned into a plot by another country to inform you that Bernie was being railroaded. Do you understand the absurd, lunacy? Do you understand, it's so simple? The propaganda is, you have to be a stupid individual to, believe this nonsense. Everything that's detrimental to the Democratic Party is a plot by another country. We learned this. I learned growing up. You learned growing up. The McCarthy era, Joseph McCarthy, him accusing everybody, including George Marshall, of even the greatest people, the military, right after World War II, accusing them of being communist sympathizers. Now you have that. You have the same thing. The McCarthy era has been recreated because Democrats don't stand for anything. Poverty has gone up. Inflation has gone up. Real wages are down. Okay? They don't stand for anything. And so, the economy is categorically, without a shadow of a doubt, worse than it was with Trump. It's much worse. Democrats push to shut down economic activity, then they pump trillions of dollars. See, this is the problem, okay? You're not going, I love Trump. I think he was a great president. He's going up against a corrupt system. But I will say this, okay? Up until very recently, he wasn't his words, they just took his words out of context and they made a big deal and they sensationalized everything. Okay. And so I understood that as, okay, you know what? You have all of media. The man speaks his mind and, some things he shouldn't say, but at the end of the day, it's like they're making a mountain out of a molehill, okay? Lately, though, I want him to regain the Oval Office, okay? He's not going to be able to do that, or DeSantis will overtake him if he has a dinner, okay, with Ye, and then Ye brings somebody who is a moral and political nightmare. Then Trump is here's what happens. It takes away from the Twitter revelations because the average American might even say, hey, you know what? I am so tired of Trump. I'll deal with the corruption. This is the psychology of a lot of people that are just tired of the obsession with Trump's words. At the end of the day, it's not about what he did for the economy or foreign policy, because I see that. You see that. 70 plus million Americans see that. But you have to, Trump has to understand if he doesn't alter his communication style. His communication style is fine for me, it's fine for you, but it's not fine for independent voters. It's not, if he tries to make some kind of, like, I'm not talking about like gesture of peace with the Lincoln Project. I'm glad he kicked them out of the Republican Party. Okay. But there are people in between Mitch McConnell and Jim Jordan. Okay. There are Republicans who are in the middle of they're not never Trumpers, but they're not necessarily the most avid Trump supporters within the Republican Party. Okay, like for example, he needs to build some type of bridge with the Georgia Republican Party or the Georgia Arizona Party, the Republican Party in Arizona and the Republican Party in Georgia. He can't continue to just combat them as if they were Democrats. Joel Valdez! I'll give you that it takes focus from the corruption. Yeah. Jim, hello. It's just like, Joel Valdez, thank you. Thank you, Joel, as always. Mr. Falcon Limb, Joel, thank you. Here's the thing, like, Joel, like, everybody here, Mr. Falcon Limb, Eric, like, here's the thing, okay? If you don't alter your tactics and you do the same thing all the time, it's not just the definition of insanity, you're going to lose. Trump will, if he doesn't alter his communication style, if everything is just like, I love that Trump is like a ton of bricks. I love that he's a wrecking ball. I love that he is just, a locomotive, but if he doesn't alter his style a little, okay, it doesn't matter if he fills 20, 30, 50, 60 stadiums. If he doesn't make some kind of pact or some kind of, if he doesn't make some kind of inroads with the Republican parties in Georgia or the Republican parties in Arizona, it ain't going to work out. What he has to do, G. Corber, hello. What he has to do, ladies and gentlemen, Joel, thank you. Like, Mr. Falconland, thank you. Instead of talking about the Constitution, like, what is the point? Oh my God, what is the point? And I'm saying this because I'm saying this because Democrats are objectively, like, the economy is worse, foreign policy is worse, they're running the country into the ground, crime is up, people don't care. Like, the era of where meritocracy and you're voted upon for your achievements, that's over. That doesn't exist anymore. So they just go ahead and they redefine words. And it's like, Mr. Thank you. As Spock said to the doctor, if you do not learn to govern your passions, they will be your neck. Exactly. Great point. That's it. I mean, great, reference. Exactly. Great reference. Great reference. Wonderful reference. Joel Valdez, let's go to Marlo to have dinner with him. Joel Valdez, thank you. Mr. Falcon Limb, thank you. He just has to, like, when Twitter 2.0 comes out, okay, when Twitter 2.0 comes out, Joel and Mr. Falcon Limb, and to my super chat, thank you so much. He cannot say, and I just want to let you know, I am greater than Jesus Christ. He can't do that. He can't say something like that. It's offensive. He said offensive things before, but now it's like beyond, like, I just want to let you know, I am God. Like, he can't say that. You can't, I mean, there's a certain limit to like the 5D, 10D chess. It's not working out. Okay? It's not working out. Paul Bartlett, thank you. So, like, All you have to do if you're Trump is literally, if he said nothing, if he just said nothing, it would actually be better. Because I keep saying what Democrats do is they derive political momentum from indignation. They don't care. Look, they don't care about the economy or foreign policy. They care about being in power. They care about being, that's all they care about is being in power. That's it. That is the, if you had a pod of dolphins and like, G. Corber, hello. If you had a pod of dolphins or like, like a bunch of whales, you'd have an easier time. You'd have a much easier time deciphering what they were saying. You'd have a much easier time deciphering what they were saying than Mr. Falcon Lamb. Should Trump go to bed? No, I don't think so. Mr. Falcon Lamb, I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I don't think so. Mr. Falcon Lamb, thank you. He needs to just, Mr. Falcon Lamb, thank you. I'm not sure what that means, but thank you, Mr. Falcon Lamb, thank you. Joel Valdez, thank you as always. All he has to do is literally nothing. He doesn't even have to, if he just didn't write anything on Truth Social, if he didn't write anything, he would be better off. Because the mechanisms that bolster, that prop up the Democratic Party, you have to understand, Republicans won the House. They got, one estimate was 5.5 million, or no, 3.5 million more votes. Okay? They won the House of Representatives. They're going to impeach Biden. Twitter is not going to be used to support. I don't know why this computer, I don't know if it's my computer. This is today of all days too. It's annoying. All he has to do, I know, Mr. Falcon Limb, thank you. I don't know what's going on. I just don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Let's see. It would do him a world of good to find some way before 24 to speak with, to find some way to make peace with the Arizona Republican Party. I don't know how, but find some way. Okay, because that's the allure of DeSantis. DeSantis is the fresh face that doesn't have enemies within the Republican Party. Now, you might say that's capitulating and kowtowing, and why would he do that? At this point right now, if you have state parties that are undermining you, you ain't going to win in 24. And we saw that tonight. The state party was not backing Herschel Walker. They were backing Kemp. Startle Mouse, I think so. But I turned the update off, but I have no clue why it's doing that. So, I mean, it would be actually really, really beneficial to Trump if he simply just found some way to make peace with the Arizona Republican Party, or find some common ground. If he found some common ground with the Arizona Republican Party, the Georgia Republican Party, that would be a very, very good thing. That would be a very good thing, because if Kemp won Here, what is this? Let's do a poll. If Kemp won, so what? Okay, so here he needs to build a bridge or continue to. Here's. Let me ask you this: if Kemp won and Walker lost in Georgia, what does that tell you about Trump's relationship with state GOP parties? Not just in Georgia, but Lombardo won and Laxalt lost. So it's like, what does that tell you? What do you think he should do? Because if he continues to play hardball, they'll get him back, and they would rather lose. See, the Republicans in Georgia, they actually don't mind McConnell. And McConnell eventually will be overtaken by Rick Scott or somebody. But they don't mind losing. That's the thing. They don't mind losing. They're totally fine with losing to Democrats. They would. There's so many Republicans who would rather lose to Democrats than back a Trump candidate. But all Trump has to do is pick the candidate he wants and find some inroads, build some bridge with these state Republican parties so they don't sabotage their own candidates. I mean, it's different. Democrats, like, you're not going to, I think Trump wants to recreate the Republican Party in the same image of the Democratic Party. Joel Valdez, I agree with you on that, but it doesn't have to be like he can at least pretend to build a bridge. I agree with you on that. I don't want him like Lincoln Project. I wouldn't vote for Trump. No, I don't want to build a bridge to but the Lincoln Project doesn't have any power in the Republican Party anymore. They don't like DeSantis. They're just Democratic partisans now. They're part of the Democratic Party. I agree with you, Rosie. If a bridge is a word that isn't accurate, like some kind of peace deal offering, like olive branch, something. Because here's what's going to happen, okay? Up until the past week, there was no way I thought DeSantis could overtake Trump if DeSantis wanted to run, okay? Up until the past week. But if you go dinner with Ye and then like a political nightmare, a political and moral nightmare, and then you follow that up by saying that you're going to, circumvent some laws within the Constitution because of the corruption. That alone doesn't make any sense. You've taken all the air like steam. You've taken the momentum away from the revelations. Mr. Falcon Lem more than likely will be in a massive recession in November 24th. That may be the only hope. But the issue is people won't care. A lot of people, this is what I found out, Mr. Falcon Lem and Joel. It's taken me a long time to find this out, okay? Because I always was of the belief that at the end of the day, achievement, and in life, with your family, with your pocketbook, with your business or your work, you're going to succeed based on how much effort and how successful you are. So if you're a successful business person, if you're a successful father or mother, if you're have a successful marriage, Okay, sure, there's some luck that's involved, but if you work hard and you do the right things, Mr. Falkenlem, Joel Valdez, everybody here, at the end of the day, more likely than not, you will be successful and you'll be judged on your actions. Okay, that's not how people judge politics in America, and it took me a long time to realize that. People don't care now. That's why you have like Herschel Walker losing in a red state while Kemp wins, and like the issue is, how do you reach those people? How do you reach people who are tired of, like, you have to reach people, like Trump has to reach people who would never think of voting for him. He has to reach people who are like conservative, but like, or middle of the road, which there are more people who are middle of the road in the country than any, like, they're not, which there are more people who are middle of the road in the country than any, like, they're not left. Going on with this computer, I swear to God, I don't know what it is today. It is so, it is so bizarre and weird. Joel Valdez. Libs have hit their end. This corruption bit is the beginning of the end. It will snowball. I think so. But okay, let me ask you a question, though. Joel, thank you so much. You are awesome, Mr. Falkenlem. Thank you. But let me ask you a question. Let's say we find out, Joel Valdez, Mr. Falkenlem, let's say we find out, okay, that that actually you can indict Joe Biden. You can actually do that because House Republicans found evidence that he did commit that these were graft and bribery schemes. Let's say that with Joel and Mr. Falcon, everybody here, let's say we found that out. Okay, let's say we found that out. Okay, let's say we found that out. Do you think that's going to make a difference for hundreds of thousands of people who don't care? That's what my point is. There are hundreds of thousands of people who will never in a million years, no matter what, vote for Trump because of his communication style. If he just altered it up, I'm not saying that I want Trump. What I'm trying to say is if I was his advisor, he would just basically just say, look, become more of a human being to people. Go on CNN, MSNBC, have a dialogue with these people. Don't let them shape every single narrative. Yeah, but see, insubordinate. Here's the thing. My worry is that when we find out, but see, that's the thing, Larry, everybody here. The rational and logical and reasonable viewpoint is once people find out the corruption, or once my computer stops annoying me to no end, and this is the new one. Unbelievable, dude. It's like unbelievable. The rational and logical viewpoint is that once people find out just how corrupt things are, suddenly there'll be a tidal wave of support for Herschel Walker and Laxalt and Lake and Trump. But see, here's the issue. You're not going up against people who will fold. You're not going up against a machine. The machine will not fold. So they have a strategy and a blueprint. And that's true. A lot of people do have issues. But see, Trump is going up against a machine that has a blueprint, a roadmap, a template of how to go after him. See, what they do is they say, their argument is, so what if we're corrupt? Trump is worse. That's their argument for everything. So they can actually break and violate First Amendment laws. They can actually try to erase the First, Second Amendment, Fourth Amendment when it comes to Mar-a-Lago, a whole bunch of things. They can have loyalists in the Federal Bureau of Investigation, a whole lot of, but see, again, their rebuttal is, well, Trump is a menace because of his words. And it becomes a popularity contest. It becomes a popularity contest. And that's the issue. I just think that at the end of the day, you know, what Elon Musk is doing is fantastic. The pendulum is swinging. I think that you're going to have impeachment. Impeachment will be like amazing. This channel will grow. I support Trump. If DeSantis doesn't, I don't think he'll run. But if he does run, it'll be very interesting. If he makes any, like, if there's any kind of relationship or connection to the Lincoln Project, I would never vote for DeSantis. But if he has the same foreign policy as Trump, and he has the same, if he has the same ability to go up against a very corrupt system, then, you know, if in the primary, if he defeats Trump in a primary, at first I said no, I would never vote DeSantis. But if he does defeat Trump in a primary and he doesn't, and he's the same type of Trump Republican, then yeah, I would vote for DeSantis. But if he, like, you know, that's it, I am assuming he would oppose the Lincoln Project in the same way that Trump does. Like I mean, I want Trump to do well. I'm just saying, I'm looking at it and I'm saying, if he doesn't step it up, because the Twitter Files 2.0 is going to be even more important than thank you, Sarah. Greatly appreciated. I do appreciate that, because the demographics on this channel is primarily 40 to 70. Or 40 to 80, I should say. So these are the demographics who watch this channel, 40 to 80. But I mean, it'll be interesting. I don't think DeSantis will run. Here's what I think. Yes, Larry, thank you. Allison Hunter and everything, okay? Oh my Lord. Okay. Oh, Lord. All right. Can you see me? Why is this doing that? All right. Can you see me, ladies and gentlemen? Can you see me? So, I don't know what's going on. I get this like humming sound from the computer. Like it's like, you know, it's like it's like updating, but it's not updating. So I don't know what's going on. S23, thank you. So, yeah, I mean, generally, like I have 20-year-olds who watch, you know, I'm very happy that I have like a younger audience that watches too, 20, 30-year-olds, but a lot of the demographics. Joel Valdez. I'll let you borrow my... I'm going to do a repair throw of these, a repair discus throw of these. This is a new computer. I paid a lot of money for it. My God almighty. Lord, I think I, you know what it is? For some reason, it's logging me off of my Wi-Fi. That's the big problem. That's the big problem. Big problem. It's logging me off of my Wi-Fi sometimes, and I don't know why. Marcus, thank you. So, I mean, I think Trump is fantastic. You know, you gotta like, you know, it's just he can't be an obstacle. Like he can't be his own obstacle. You know, he can't be his own obstacle. Oh, by the way, for the people who have stayed around, for the people who are still here, if you want to become part of a newsletter, actually go through the website, because my web designer was like, yeah, you should just have people go through the website. Richard! Thank you, Richard CNS. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you for being a member, Richard CNS. Thank you. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. Yeah, this is the thing. I'm too far from, and that's the problem. I'm too far actually from. I'm actually too far from the. I'm too far from the modem. So, but I have to actually get closer to the modem. I think that's what I kind of need to do. So, but anyway, yeah, I mean. And you have Elon Musk. I mean, Elon Musk is a huge. He called out Wikipedia, which is true. The same people who didn't think there was a left-leaning bias on Twitter, after they suspended the New York Post because of a story on potential criminal. Like, this is a story about potential felonies from Joe. You can't be taking money from Hunter as business transactions are investigated by banks. And other countries are emailing Hunter asking for political influence. Okay, it's called graft. It's not just kickbacks. It is corruption at the highest levels of the United States government. They never accused Trump of that. What they said is he was working with another country to defeat Clinton. That's all they accused him of. And everything else under the sun. See, it's admirable. Like the way Trump is admirable, but after 6 years, even I am saying maybe you need to change the personality a bit. Like, just, you don't have to become diplomatic necessarily, but more strategic. The strategy now is in a very say something, somewhat outlandish to put a focus on criminality. Nosigal J, hello. Nosigal J, hello. Joel Valdez. Next time you want to play devil's advocate with Trump, do it like me.
Trump, if you had a personality like my own, if you had a suave and debonair personality like Mitch McConnell,
I don't have my Mitch McConnell tonight. Joel Valdez, thank you.
All right, thank you, Joe Valdez. Thank you. Joe Valdez, thank you so much.
Nosigal J, thank you again. To my super chat, thank you so much. I cannot thank you enough, ladies and gentlemen. No, I this is the thing, you know what? I think I need to do that. KM, thank you. Exactly. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, if you can get a prime, if at this point right now, I didn't think so, but if DeSantis primaries Trump, Mr. Falconlem, thank you. Maybe Trump needs to hang out with Bill again. I don't know about.
I don't know, but maybe. I'm always open to it.
Mr. Falconlem, thank you. I think what could happen, is if there is if they primary Trump, or if DeSantis, I think what DeSantis is doing is he's just waiting to see, because DeSantis could win the presidency. I didn't think so up until recently. Like, I didn't think he could I didn't think that he could surpass Trump. But I didn't think that he could surpass Trump. I know, it's terrible. It is terrible. But I will say this. I think DeSantis, if Trump doesn't create that electricity, let me ask everybody here. Hold on one second. Is it just me? Let me ask everybody here. Hopefully my computer won't shut down. Okay. Is it just me, or has Trump lost a bit of that electricity? Again, I think Trump is fantastic. I'm voting for him again. I want him to regain the Oval Office. He had a great economy and a great foreign policy. I judge people based on their actions, not their words. But is it just me, or has Trump lost a bit of the electricity? So, well, 60-40. So, and that's the thing. Like, I know that they're going after him with everything they have. But see, again, I just, if you know that your adversaries are going after you with everything they have, it's just, maybe it's 45-55 though. If you know that your adversaries are going after you with everything they have, maybe develop a different game plan. That's all. I'm just saying. I just think that, it's 48 votes. It's almost 50-50. I just, if here's the thing. Let me tell you, like, I love, like, Star Wars or E.T. or Indiana Jones. And I'll watch, like, Mr. Falcon Lamb. Trump needs to turn around the media, but DeSantis may be the heir apparent. It's slipping away. I agree with you. Because DeSantis is like, they don't have a game plan against him. They can't, what they do with Trump is they search for a reaction, try to imitate action. So they try to get a reaction from him. Joel Valdez, you've lost your tingles for Trump. No, I'm telling you, I'm voting Trump. I'm telling you, like, I'm just saying that, like, if he continues, Mr. Falconlem, I agree with you. Sarah, thank you. My whole thing is, I want to win. I don't want to continue losing this way. I don't want to continue losing this way. And I don't want to continue with like government agencies siding with the Democratic Party. Mr. Falconlam, exactly. Like my vantage point, like everyone else's vantage point, has been, hey, they threw everything they had at him, and they did everything possible to prevent a person who did a good job in terms of the economy and foreign policy from running again. Okay. Now, I was like very stubborn, and I was saying, no, I'm not going to let anyone intimidate me or, try to. I mean, I lost like 8 friends already, like lifelong friends, because they've convinced themselves, because they're ignorant to the corruption within their own political party, because they're ignorant. Richard Sienez. Yes, the dollar, a lot of bit juice. Unbreakable, great leader. I agree with you. I think that he is a force for goodness. If you look at the economy and foreign policy, see, but Democrats will vote for a poor economy and a terrible foreign policy. Like the economy is objectively worse than it was with Trump. It's objectively worse. It's not better. It's worse. And we're going into a 3rd year of Biden. Foreign policy is objectively worse. Angie, hello. But for a long time, I said, no way. Like, I'm not going to let anyone intimidate me into not voting for the candidate I want. I was the same way on the left. But Bernie Sanders doesn't fight like Trump. Okay. And if you look at Herschel Walker losing, you look at Adam Laxalt losing, you look at Lake losing, these are all last-second losses. Last-second losses, for example, were the result of state political parties and their animus towards Trump. The Republican state parties in Arizona, maybe in Nevada to an extent, but definitely in Georgia, don't like Trump. That will be coming soon. If he just, like I said, if he just goes ahead and makes gives some kind of olive branch. C19, hello. I just think that it'll be interesting. I don't even know what to expect now. I think that the Twitter files will be fantastic. You're going to find out a lot. FTX, the FTX story alone. The FTX story alone is an amazing story. The FTX story is corruption beyond belief. I mean, they're getting 70 million. Elon Musk says $1 billion. So, Paul Bartlett, thank you. So that alone, you're going to have the impeachment of Biden. You can impeach perhaps based on the FTX funding debacle, definitely with the Hunter emails. You could be impeached twice. I agree with you on that. Biden could be impeached twice. Then you'd have, I'm telling you also, as if I wasn't annoying enough during this live stream, I'm telling you also, Hillary's coming. Let's cap off this fantastic live stream with Hillary is coming to town. I think that Hillary Clinton, because they say that Biden is going to plan on announcing again he's going to run, but like the Democrats don't want him to run. So he can always just pass the baton to Madam Secretary. Because you have to understand the way Hillary views things. She barely lost to Trump, and that's when Trump had all his mojo. So she barely lost to Trump, and that's when Trump had all his mojo. So it's like, so it's like, I mean, that I just can't wait. Oh my God, that would be so fantastic. Hillary Clinton, Trump. If it's Clinton, DeSantis, DeSantis will win. That's the thing, though. And I like Trump a lot. I think he's fantastic. I was actually going to write an article that I might not write anymore, but I was actually thinking of writing an article saying if Trump isn't the nominee, I'm not voting for the Republican Party. But after tonight, and I've been thinking about it for the past couple of days, past week, if DeSantis proves himself and he's not like a militant, like if he has nothing to do with the Lincoln Project and he's against, because he's against never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts, military quagmires. If he's like Trump, if DeSantis is enough like Trump to where I say, okay, this is another good choice, then I'll have no problem voting for DeSantis. If he's in any way, shape, or form, too much like a Lincoln Project person or Liz Cheney, then no. But I don't think that's who he is. So, but I mean, if you have Kemp winning, you have Lombardo winning and Laxalt losing, you have Kemp winning, Walker losing, you have Arizona Republican Party completely sabotaging Trump, and you have Liz Cheney voting alongside Trump 90% of the time. It's about foreign policy also. Like, Liz Cheney opposes Trump's foreign policy, but I mean, what Trump did is fantastic. Like, he made the Republican Party into a more populist political party. That was lacking. Trump completely revitalized the Republican Party. Okay, but you're going up against loyalists in government agencies, and the loyalists in the government agencies are emboldened by overwhelming media support of the Democratic Party, and the overwhelming media support has some like when you think about every conceivable possible advantage, when you think about every conceivable possible advantage Democrats have, and they barely got the Senate and they lost the House, momentum is on Trump's side. See, that's the thing. Momentum is on Trump's side. Either he alters his game plan or ups his game a little bit, or DeSantis could possibly overtake him. So that's the thing. That's the thing. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much to my super chat, Mr. Falcon Lem. Joel Valdez, thank you so much. I will have an upload. I'll do a couple uploads, and I'll do 2 live streams tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Check out also H.A. Goodman's other channel. Would have been nice to have Walker win tonight. That would have been fantastic. But we now have the Twitter Files 2.0 on the horizon. Let's just look really quickly. So this is this. So it could be tomorrow that the Twitter. It could be tomorrow where he tells everyone like what time, like. So the second edition of the files. Oh, what a tangled web they weave when they practice to deceive. Thanks, everybody. God bless you all. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow.